Hello everybody, my name is Nick, and today I just want to show you a cool little Arduino project that I made. What it is a countdown timer. So first I'm going to give you a quick demonstration on how it works, and then I'll show you the code and tell you how or what parts I used for it. So here's the demonstration. So you have two buttons on the left and right, and basically, once you press this button, the timer starts and counts to 10, and you can do nothing to stop it. Nothing will stop it. And once it reaches 10, the buzzer goes off. Now, if I press this, the buzzer would go off, but it would reset the timer. So I made another button to shut the buzzer off so I don't get a headache, and the timer will remain or it won't reset. So then once I press it again, it'll do the same thing over and over. So it's a really nice timer. I like it. It was a fun little project for me. And so, sorry. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it. So now on to the part. Okay, so to make this project, I used two standard push buttons. Well, they're a bit bigger than the regular ones, but who cares? And then I used three 100 ohm resistors and two 220 ohm resistors, and those both go to the 7-segment LED board, I guess. And then besides that, I just used a bunch of jumper wires, but all in all, it's pretty standard pieces. Oh yeah, and then I also have the piezo buzzer to make that really annoying high-pitched ring. So yeah, that's basically all you need and to build this, and yeah, so it's simple and fun. So now on to the code.
Okay, so now we are at the code part of this video. So right out of the bat, we see this big section of ints, or basically they're just defining a name to a pin. That's pretty much all they do. So the A, B, C, D, E, F, G are all segments on the 7-segment display, and then the T, J, M, Z, and Y are all variables that will help later on with the buttons and all that good stuff. And then two of them will be used to read the buttons. And then right here we have button 1 and button 2, which are 11 and 10. Okay, so now when we're at the setup, kind of obviously all of the segments on the 7-segment display are going to be output because they're all LEDs. And then the buttons are going to be inputs. And then T is 0, M is 0, and Z is 0. So these will all be 0. And once we hit the loop, J is equal to digital read button, so it basically just stands for the button state. And then the Y is the same thing except for button 2. So now here's our first if statement, and what it says is if J, or the button, is pressed or high. It says high here, but that's basically when it is pressed, and T is 0, which it is, as we see right up here. And if M is 0, then do the following, which in the following is turning T to 1, M to 1, and shutting off the buzzer. And I just did this so if you want to reset the timer without having to press the other one, you can do it and it will still silence the buzzer. And so that's pretty much it for the first if statement. Then here's the second if statement, and now that is if the button is released and T is 1, which it is, and M is 1, which it is, then it will start the count up sequence, which is basically just a bunch of digital writes to turn on the different segments on the display to get the right numbers. And then each of them has a 1-second delay after it to simulate a 10-second timer. And so this part's pretty easy, you just have to think a bit to get the right segments to light up. But yeah, so it's pretty simple but very repetitive. So it took a while to get all that stuff done. But Yeah. And then right at the end, T becomes 0 again, so that resets this part, but M becomes 2. And I did this part just to make sure, because I'm pretty new to the Arduino world and all that. So I wasn't sure if it would just keep cycling, so I did this to be safe. So then if M is 2, which it is, then it will shut off all of the segments, and then it will turn on the buzzer for a 2000 hertz, very annoying, loud tone, which everybody hates. Well, I'm not sure about everybody, but I hate it. Okay, so then M becomes 0 to allow you to reset the time, and Z becomes 1. And we haven't used Z anywhere else yet in this program, but Z just comes in when we want to shut off the buzzer without resetting the timer. So basically, in these last two, that's their purpose. So if button 2 is pressed, or Y stands for button 2, and Z is 1, which it is, then Z becomes 2, and then if the button is released and Z is 2, which it just turned to, then it shuts off the buzzer with a no tone statement, and then Z goes back to 0. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the coding part. So yeah, if you liked this video, or if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, it really helps. And I encourage you to try making it yourself. That would be really nice. And so yeah, I hope this video was helpful and that you enjoyed. See ya.